Are you an old school lawyer? And yeah, I said it. And you love the idea of carrying a trial notebook of no less than 500 pages to every single one of your trials that you've ever had? Well, notwithstanding the hundreds of videos I've created in my efforts to encourage my old school litigation trial lawyer friends to upgrade and automate their trial prep strategy and move into a more efficient strategy of using a cloud-based OneNote eTrial notebook, I'm here today to say I give up. Because today I want to talk to you about the PDF version of my OneNote eTrial notebook template. And it's a PDF, so I'm still calling it my OneNote eTrial notebook because it was originally created for OneNote, and I originally created it in OneNote. But I've been convinced by one of my old school trial lawyer litigation friends, that's right, you know who you are. You know, the ones who come up with 101 reasons why they need a PDF copy of everything so they can print it out. Yes, one of my old school friends has finally convinced me to break down and create a PDF copy of something that I've been trying for the past few years to convince you to un-PDF. And so I'm coming back to you today to preview the PDF version of my OneNote eTrial notebook template. Hi there, I'm Professor Blackmore, and welcome back to my channel. And if you'd like to schedule ProfessorBlackmore.com to add some spice, engagement, and interactive excitement to your next MCLE, CLE, or Attorney Litigation Trial Prep Conference, please contact me at ProfessorBlackmore@gmail.com. And so I'm not going to show you any OneNote tricks today or other OneNote techniques. Nope. I'm just going to show you around the PDF version of my OneNote eTrial notebook template. So let's jump right in. Now, if you watched my prior videos, you know that I've always used Buckland's built-in trial notebooks to construct my civil trial notebooks. And so my OneNote eTrial notebook is constructed using this same setup. And so all of the most popular forms needed for a standard personal injury case are going to be included in my eTrial notebook template. So now, I've taken each section and made a PDF printable version using PowerPoint. And so included in this version, I've also included the PowerPoint version as well, so that you can create your own template and your own corresponding trial notebooks for your particular case. So the Buckland's trial notebook setup starts every section of the trial notebook with instructions, so that if you have staff in your office helping you to construct your trial notebook, then they'll be able to use the instructions to make sure that all of your objectives are met, and so all of the subsections are completed correctly far in advance of your next trial. Now, the first section in the trial notebook is called the plan. So when you look at the plan section, for example, the first subsection is going to be the instructions. So the instructions instruct us to include a copy of the litigation checklist, and as items on the litigation checklist are accomplished, you'll want to check them off. And if an item on the litigation checklist is not needed for your case, then you want to cross it out. And then we're instructed to place the form, notes of additional tasks behind our litigation checklist form. Now, here is the litigation checklist. So, for example, after you enter the court information and trial setting date information, you're given some pre-suit litigation matter tasks that you also need to complete. So you want to make sure that your paralegal or legal assistant calendars all of your applicable pretrial dates and that the items on the checklist are being accomplished. Now, in the plan section, we've also included a complete list of all of the forms included in Buckland's Building Trial Notebooks. And so you'll want to keep in mind that not all of the Buckland's forms are included in this notebook template. We've included those that are general in nature and some that relate to personal injury auto accident case matters. We do, however, offer access to the entire set, and I'll place a direct link in the description section of this video if you're interested in purchasing that. And so this is a listing of the entire set. Then you can use the list to add other forms into any of these sections so that you can modify your template to meet the needs of the particular case that you're working on in your law office. Now, here are some of the other sections included in the PDF version of Professor Blackmore's trial notebook template. Now, the first thing you'll want to note is the index, which lets you know all of the things you'll find in the template. And in the PowerPoint version, the links in the index link directly to the place where you'll find the selected information. So let's go to the next section, which is the summary section of the trial notebook template. And again, as you can see, the first subsection is the instructions. So you have the generic case summary here, but you also have access to the motor vehicle accident case summary here as well. And then you also have access to this handy list of instructions to give to your client in a motor vehicle accident case. Now, the next section is the pretrial order section, and here are some of the things you'll find in this section. The next section is the Our Witnesses section, and here are some of the things you'll find in this section of the trial notebook template. Now, the next section is the Their Witnesses section, and here are some of the things you'll find in this particular section of the trial notebook template. And the next section is the Third Party Witnesses section, and here are some of the things you'll find in this section. And as you can see, you have some handy checklists, including tips for your motor vehicle accident scene witness who was not involved in the accident, as well as a checklist including tips for the police officer who reported to the scene of the accident. Now, the next section is the Our Experts section, and here are some of the things you'll find in this section of the notebook template. Moving on, the next section is the Their Experts section, and here are some of the things that you'll find in this section of the notebook template. Now, the next section is the Exhibit List section, and here are some of the things you'll find in this section. And as you can see, this section provides a checklist with tips for obtaining the proper scene or site inspection photographs. Now, the next section is the Finder section, and here are some of the things you'll find in the Finder section. And the next section is the Deposition Summary section, and here are some of the things you'll find in the Deposition Summary section of our notebook template. The next section is the Deposition Arrangement section, and here are some of the things you'll find in the Deposition Arrangement section regarding the arrangements that you need to make with any of your particular deponents in order to set the witness for deposition. Now, the next section is the Damages List section, and here are some of the things you'll find in this section of the notebook template. Now, the next section is the Pleading section, and here are some of the things you'll find in the Pleading section. And as you can see, we also have a place here to include any pleadings you want to include in your trial notebook. Now, the next section is the Admission section, and here are some of the things that you'll find in the Admission section of the notebook. Now, the next section is the Law Trial Memo section, and here are some of the things you'll find in this section of the notebook. And here you'll find that it has an objections checklist with a quick reference guide to your basic 24 objections in alphabetical order. And you'll also find in this section that you have an exhibits foundation checklist, which provides a quick reference for laying the foundation for authentication of a particular exhibit. Like, for example, as you can see here, the business records exception. And information in both of these subsections can be modified, of course, to coincide with the rules in your particular jurisdiction. Now, the next section is the motions in limine section. And here are some of the things that you'll find in the motions in limine section of the notebook template. And then the next section is going to be the motions in order section. And here are some of the things you'll find in this section, including a place to include any dispositive or substantive live motions and orders entered in the case. Now, the next section is the voir dire jury information section. And here are some of the things that you'll find in this section of the notebook template. And as you can see, you have a generic confidential jury questionnaire form as well as a bodily injury confidential jury questionnaire form. Now, the next section is your opening summation section for your notes related to your opening and closing statements. And the next section is the jury instructions section for your jury instructions notes and your draft jury instructions that you intend to submit to the court for approval. Now, the next section is the settlement section. And here are some of the things you'll find in this section, including Professor Blackmore's sample demand letter. Now, the next section is the insurance section. And here are some of the things you'll find in this section, including any subrogation information that you may have for your particular case. And then the last section is our trial diary daily notes section. And we've included a copy of Professor Blackmore's yellow pad notebook template here, where you can write or type your daily trial notes. So, if you have any questions, please leave your questions or comments in the comment section below. And I hope you'll give me a big thumbs up. And I want to ask that you please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell so you'll be notified whenever I post new videos. And please also follow me on TikTok and Instagram. And if you like to schedule ProfessorBlackmore.com to add some spice, engagement, and interactive excitement to your next MCLE, CLE, or trial litigation prep conference, please contact me at ProfessorBlackmore@gmail.com. And if you'd like to purchase a copy of the PDF version of Professor Blackmore's trial notebook template, please visit me on my website at ProfessorBlackmore.com.